For more, I want to bring in Anthony Ruggiero. He's a senior fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Anthony, I want to talk to you about an editorial, the op-ed. It's time to get tough on China and Russia about North Korea. You're highlighting why exactly the Trump administration must insist on denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula and calls to resist calls to negotiate. What's your reasoning behind this? Because many people say it's completely not practical to ask the Korean Peninsula to denuclearize.
Well, I mean, that has to be our goal here. North Korea wants to use those nuclear weapons not only against the United States, but to reunify the peninsula probably through military means. And we cannot accept a North Korea that has a nuclear weapon. I know that some people suggest that we can deter North Korea, but over the last even just 10 years, North Korea has sunk a South Korean naval vessel, killing over 40 South Korean sailors. They built a nuclear reactor in Syria. They have a strong relationship with Iran, and unfortunately the example's going on and on. On Russia and China, those are the problems. We know what the problems are. Those two countries are the ones that are allowing North Korea to evade sanctions. So the issue here is, will the UN adopt sanctions against Russian and Chinese individuals? The answer is no. And that's why the Trump administration needs to use U.S. sanctions, robust U.S. sanctions against China and Russia, as they've started to do so far.
So sanctions on North Korea haven't worked so far. Pyongyang is vowing to respond with any new sanctions if they try and put that up against them. So what options do you think the UN and Washington have beyond what they've really already done?
Well, I think people believe we have strong sanctions against North Korea, but that's not true. I mean, since February 2016, which is a little over a year, the sanctions have more than doubled. So that indicates that there was more we could have been doing. And in terms of acting against China and Russia, we've really actually only begun to do that over the last couple of months. And so what can we do? We can go after Chinese firms and individuals and Russian firms and individuals that evade sanctions. We can go after Chinese banks with significant fines. We can go talk to our own allies. For example, Kuwait employs more than 6,000 North Korean laborers, and that money goes to the weapons programs. We can go to Singapore, where a company is providing luxury goods to North Korean elites, which is a violation of U.S. sanctions or UN sanctions since 2006. European countries continue to interact with North Korea and provide material. Unfortunately, I can go on and on. There's much more we can be doing. We're nowhere near where we were on Iran sanctions.
So, Anthony, the South Korean President Moon Jae-in reiterated today that there needs to be some sort of diplomatic talks with the North, but said now isn't the time. What's it going to take for there to be some sort of diplomatic movement? Do you think that's possible?
Well, I mean, the first part of a diplomatic engagement is the other side wants to have that engagement. And North Korea won't even return South Korea's call. I mean, the South Korean president was elected with the opportunity and pushed for more negotiations, more talks with North Korea. North Korea has shown no propensity to have in-depth negotiations or talks. What they really want is for us to come to the negotiating table and negotiate some kind of solution that allows them to keep nuclear weapons and have that threatening our close ally in the region.
Putin said today that he opposes any military action against North Korea, has come out saying that it would lead to a global catastrophe. What do you make of that statement?
Well, I mean, it's hard to take anything seriously from Russia when their own companies and individuals are violating sanctions, and in some cases, as far as the Justice Department has stated a couple of weeks ago, violating U.S. law to have that happen. So, frankly, Putin should probably be looking more internal and not really as focused on whether we should have more sanctions or not more sanctions. He should really be focused on making sure the sanctions are working inside Russia.
Okay, Anthony Ruggiero, thank you for joining us, Anthony.
Thank you.